Hello everyone, good evening. This is a market commentary video. I'm going to be going over a few different topics here, aimed specifically at increasing not only your trading performance but also your own, well, I guess it ties in, but you're basically increasing your ability to think, navigate, and work towards a more efficient process and strategy. So what that means is not necessarily technicals in your trading plan, such as the tools that you use here, but the other tools that you use that you don't even know that you're using. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with what I always refer to as mindset. Now, when I say mindset, mindset means your overall thoughts, but more so how you're feeling. When you're trading, are you feeling? You know you shouldn't be. We all sometimes get caught up in that. When we trade with money, we tie ourselves emotionally to that money, which is a mistake. Keeping your head clear and keeping the right attitude, which is expecting a positive outcome. Understanding the risk of downside movements, such as in this case with the dollar yen. If price breaks down and falls down here, we know our risk. We don't want to see that happen, obviously. So what do? You focus on the trade working out, understanding your risk, identifying it, planning accordingly, and trading away. And walking away. Unless you're a scalper, then obviously you have to be in front of the computer. But mindset combined with attitude is a very powerful tool in your trading arsenal. Something that people do not talk about, and it's a shame. But good for me, I guess, because I will talk about it. Your attitude and mindset combined together, positive mental attitude, an optimistic attitude, clear mind, no bias, is the way you want to be. Now, when you have those two components, the mindset and the attitude, working in unison with your trading plan, your strategy, the approach that you use, everything in your trading arsenal. When you combine those things with mindset and attitude, that's where your confidence will come from. Now, I mentioned in my video yesterday that turned into a little bit of a market commentary slash my thoughts and just a little tidbit here and there of what I wanted to kind of communicate to everyone, which is confidence. It comes from repetitiveness. It comes from being prepared. It comes from observing how price respects these certain lines here. It's all about understanding how the reaction occurs, when it occurs, how it occurs. If you did a trade here, if you went short here, not seeing that the rest of the market was there, you decided to go short at this 50. How did you know? When did you cover? At the green line? Or did you ride it? And here you go. Another possibility to take some profit. Boom. 1307, 1276. Just an example. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. Whether it's with me when we're on a meeting together, when I do a video, practice. It doesn't hurt to practice. I know it takes time, but if you want to win, just like anything else in life, if you want to succeed and you want to do well, whatever your goals are, change your life around. If you want to be a full-time trader, if you just want to have a passive income, but enough where it makes sense. Anything in life, if you're not going to go ahead and give that energy that's needed to put in, you're not going to get the results that you want out. It's like anything else in life. You get what you put in. You've all heard the saying, you attract what you are. Same thing. And that's exactly where the mindset comes in. If you are thinking positively, there's a difference between knowing risk and thinking of risk, which is if I took this trade here and it went short and I didn't take into consideration the stop loss accordingly and I ended up getting tapped out and I was only focused on this part here, I would drive myself crazy. Mindset is key. Your attitude is key. Those two elements combined with your trading plan, your trading strategy, create the confidence that all of us need. You have to have a good fundamental trading plan, which is what I'm trying to teach some of you, and others of you are only interested in the members videos and the market commentary that I do, which is great. But for those of you that are learning, coming in without a trading strategy or a very loose one, it's very easy to watch YouTube and to just find a very simple strategy, using the, MACD or moving average convergence divergence indicator, or using your relative strength indicator, or using your stochastics and using whatever the MA was on that YouTube video. It's so easy to do the wrong thing. Just remember that. It's far easier to get into a losing trade than it is to do the homework, double check yourself at least 3 times, and then place the trade. You absolutely will trade less, but you'll trade better. And that's what we're here for. Ideally, we would love to be able to go into 15 trades and walk out 14 times with a win. Probably not going to happen. Some of the best traders in the world are only 60% accurate. Now in school, that's a D. Just remember that. In school, that's a D. 60% is just a hair trigger above a failure. The key in doing well in trading is using your attitude, your mindset, that confidence level to take the trades that you know that you should and do it without even hesitating. If you use the stop losses correctly, you use the approach method correctly, you're going with the trend, you're doing all of the technicals that you need to do and fundamentals that you need to have in place, you will lose far less and gain far more on your winners, thus giving you a higher rate of return or a better, let's say, trading performance return. The elements that I just discussed are crucial, and I suggest taking notes whenever I do these videos, whether it's the member video analyses, whether it's my market commentary. Please be old school. Write down on paper some of the things that you like. They will help you, I promise. I've been there before, starting out. I used to take notes. I read until I passed out, and then I would go to school because I was still a teenager when I first started trading. And I read, I did homework, I went to work, and then I read, went to work, did my homework, and so on. You have to take this stuff seriously. This is not something that you can half-ass. To bring back the point that I just said, if you're not going to put in what you want to get out, then that's not going to happen. You're not going to get that return you're looking for. Be sure to put the work in, give it 100%, and only trade when you know that you should. And when you know you should, okay, when I say that, know when you should. That means that the stars align in your plan. It's at the 78.6% retracement level. You have a trend line. You have moving averages underneath of you. You have the support that you need, and it would take a very large boulder to break through that level. It all comes together, and it all starts with you. Just like I said yesterday in my video, it all starts with you, non related to anything on here, nothing on this screen. As I mentioned yesterday, take a look in that mirror and really look at yourself and say, Joe Smith, what are you thinking right now? See, I don't know about all of you, but I grew up an only child. Grew up an only child. I did far more observing than I did speaking. And in doing so, I saved myself a lot of mistakes that others have done. So in essence, just by keeping my mouth shut and watching, I learned tremendously and avoided many obstacles in life. Doesn't mean that I'm bulletproof. Nobody is. It's not why we're here. To go back into the overall concept of trading success, and that goes down to your success as a person. Self reflection. Mentioned this yesterday as well. Think and think and think. Analyze. Being an only child, you tend to pay attention a little bit more. The spotlight's always on you. Remember that. If you're having a bad day, probably not a good idea to trade. If you're sick, probably not a good idea to trade. Those trading rules will definitely help. I know that they will, because I've broken those rules before, and then I came across trading rules and then added in some of my own, and that's the list that you have on the website for your resource purposes. Now when you're looking at your trading performance, when you look back, okay, don't stay there. Say, okay, I shorted right here, for example. I shorted right here. Price came up, failed to go lower. I stayed in the trade. I stopped myself out here at 1276. So I lost money, right? For example. I want you to take a look at that situation, if it was your trade, and learn from it. So look back to learn, but don't dwell there, because that's not you. That was yesterday. In the market, you could think of each candle as basically being a day of life in your life, right? So let's just say, because this candle is pretty big here, this was one day, this is another day, this is another day, regardless of what the actual time frame is here. The market gives you many opportunities. If you're an active trader, it's wonderful. But this just goes to show you that one day you had a bad day. The next day, a little bit better, but still not that all great. A little bit better, hardly any different from the previous day. And then you had a few more bad days, and then your attitude came back up. You dipped a little bit, and then you had a really good day again, and you're feeling almost completely better, right? The market is like an accelerated, this is the way I kind of see it, is like an accelerated day in your life. Each one of these candles, let's say this is a 15-minute chart, 15 minute, 15 minute, 15 minute, 15 minute. Okay. You bought here, stopped out here, you have another day. Stop looking back here. Your focus is here now. Look at your life in the same way. That will help your trading tremendously. Let go of the bricks of yesterday and grab onto the rope of today and lift yourself higher. Appreciate and value like your trading account. You have to be able to look back only to learn and not dwell. Don't grasp onto those emotions. Don't say, "Oh, I lost $1,000 there. Here I won 500. Then I lost 100." Whatever. Find out why that's happening. Find out why. Learn from it. Move forward. Another opportunity is always around the corner, just like tomorrow is another day for you to start fresh and do something tomorrow that you didn't do today. Reflect, analyze, learn, move forward, integrate. That's the process. Mistake, new day, new position, new opportunity for you to do better. If you repeat the same mistakes over and over again, that's just crazy. You repeat the same exact mistakes that you did yesterday, the week before, month before, year before, but you're expecting a different result, you're crazy. That is literally the definition of insanity. You cannot do the same thing every day. If you're losing and expecting a different result, it doesn't make any sense. Let's say you had a bad day. Say you took 3 trades, got stopped out on all 3. That's a sign for you to just take a step back and pause. Whatever you're thinking isn't working. Look back. Why? Why is it not working? Did I do something on my end? Was it a false signal that I fell for? Did I miss a pattern somewhere? Was there a gap in the chart somewhere? Did I not wait for the moving averages to cross over? Did I buy a little off of the Fibonacci level? Whatever it is, analyze, learn, input, and integrate. That's how you do well in trading. That's how I've survived for 13 years. Have I been profitable all those years? Absolutely not. Only a fool would say that they were profitable for that long. But have I done well? Absolutely. The key is to learn and learn and learn and learn. Look back, analyze, learn, input, integrate, apply, whatever you want to say. Just do it. Forget about yesterday. Tomorrow's a new day. That's the beauty of the market. There's always another opportunity. Don't beat yourself up about it. Losing money is part of this business. Doesn't mean it has to be the overall outcome, but placing a losing trade does happen. We are forecasting a move based on mathematical equations, which is what these moving averages are, essentially. Fibonacci. It's a sequence of numbers that repeats through nature. Why? How? I'm not sure. But they work. Follow the strategy, learn. Keep moving forward at all times. And let's say you decide that you want to take a stab. Today's a new day. Where are you going to look? Well, let's say that you're trading currencies. Okay? Let's go to our... Oh, didn't bring it up. Let's say you're trading currencies and you want to try to figure out what is the sentiment going to be heading into a new week. So for example, you load up your Forex Factory calendar. The link is on the website as well. And there's other calendars out there. I just happen to like Forex Factory. It's easy to see, and they do a pretty good job of laying out actual forecast previous and all that good stuff. Take a look at, okay, I'm trading the dollar or I'm trading the euro. Tomorrow's Thursday, so unemployment claims. It looks to be a pretty, more bullish for the US dollar. Less claims, previous, expecting 266. If the number comes in at 250, It's going to spike the dollar. So we tend to think here that with a 272 prior, expecting 266, leaning bullish bias. Trade balance, again, looking for less. And then if you go in here, it'll actually show you actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. Boom, that number beats, another bullish. 43.7, 42.7. We'll have to see how that plays out, obviously, but we have our factory orders, which are minus 3.3 before. Now we have 1%. So in essence, take a look at the news ahead. What are they forecasting for? That's what everybody else is looking at, and why aren't you? Plan. Plan ahead. When I say gauge sentiment, that's what I'm talking about. Find out what's happening here. Puerto Rico is set to run out of money. It could lead to, who knows, a correction. God knows. This market's weird. It's a zombie rally. It just keeps going. But more and more people, if you look around, are looking at each other going, are you buying right now? Not really. Are you a seller right now? Not really. You have indecisiveness in the marketplace right now, despite prices being moved up by computers. Ask yourself a logical question looking at, let's say we're looking at the S&P 500. Monthly time frame. And we'll say since 2015. We're all the way up here with hardly any big red candles. How do you feel about buying up here? Ask yourself that question. Who would want to be buying up here? Valuations are already bubbled up. Uncertainty around tax reform. Uncertainty about healthcare reform. Uncertainty about what's happening in this country, for example. These are the types of things you want to think about. Is the US dollar going to have a good week? What are they expecting? Are we going to see the bulls come in and try to take advantage of the price prior to the news release? Of course. Of course you are. You're going to see that. It's a sell on news type of thing. It's a mentality. It's a strategy that people use. So make sure that you're thinking like the big guys. If I was a big investment house, what would I be doing? Take a look at this forecast. Take a look at your charts. Make sure you plan. Make sure you see what's the bias out there. What's the sentiment out there? What is the overall market conditions looking at? Are we looking at a risk on or risk off atmosphere? Is there fear? Is there complacency? What's happening? Ask yourself all of these questions. I'm not saying outright talk to yourself, but at the same time, wouldn't hurt at that point either. It's part of your preparation. Now, another key, and I think I'm going to leave it off at this level here, because the next section will take a few more minutes. I decided to write a few things down throughout my day just to kind of do this video for everyone. Your routine. Every successful trader, every successful person has a routine. Wake up in the morning, what do you do? Do you work out? What time do you wake up? Do you give yourself an hour and a half to prepare for work or to get to your business? Do you work out in the morning and then have breakfast and then look at your economic items such as what's happening on the currency calendar? What type of economic news is coming out? Did anything crazy happen? Did you check your news resources? Did you check and see if the yen is spiking? Is gold spiking? When you woke up in the morning, did you first smile and say, okay, I'm blessed with another day. Things are great. Everything is amazing. I have another opportunity to take another shot at whatever it is that I set out to do today. It all starts with that. And from there, you have, let's say that you wake up, you have breakfast, you shower, you look at the economic news that's slated to be released that day or that week. Let's say it's a Sunday morning. You wake up, have your breakfast, workout, whatever it is. You look at your economic outlook for the upcoming week. You're looking at your charts. You're looking at the news sites to see if there's anything happening that you need to be aware of. That's just the setup into finding your actual trade setup. That is how you plan. You slide into a routine, execute after you've put in the time, and then you'll succeed. Do this repetitively, and over time, I promise you that things will improve. That's for both seasoned and new traders. Put in the time, do the work, and always remember that tomorrow is another day to do what you wanted to do today. If you didn't do well today, like I said, reflect, learn, don't absorb the emotions of the failure, but just take it as a lesson learned. It's only a failure if you choose not to learn from the lesson gained. With that, I'll leave you all at this episode of my market commentary. If you have any topics that you want me to discuss in the next commentary video that I'll be doing, please just contact me through the normal means. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful day in the market, and I will talk to you all at some point in the near future. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for watching.